Now I'm going to call on our council chairperson, Kathy Tiefenbach, who is going to give a temple talk.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to take a few minutes this morning to provide you an update on our church finances. It's not unusual for us to carry a deficit, and we have mentioned that in the last broadcaster, and you may have seen it printed in the bulletins. It's not that unusual, and what normally happens is the offerings that come in November and December even that out, and so we will end up with like a small deficit or maybe even a modest surplus. However, after a lot of discussion around the council table, we thought it's important to let you know that this year's deficit is quite a bit bigger than what we have normally seen. But before any of you panic, I want to just walk you through the big picture of our finances. So we're going to do the good, the bad, and the unknown. The good is actually very good. We're a very sound church. We have a bank balance of $83,000, and we have GIC investments of $396,000. And if there's anything that can be an upside to our financial turmoil that everyone's facing, is we're getting better interest rates on our GIC, so we're happy to take that. So we have a cash assets of about $480,000. So we are nowhere near teetering near bankruptcy or anything like that. We're not broke by any means. And one could argue that by comparison, the deficit is rather small. However, for the purpose of investments is to be prepared for large, unexpected costs and to keep us financially strong in the long term. As our congregation gets smaller, and we've all noticed that, especially if you've been around for 20 or 30 years, our congregation is getting smaller. And with that, our offerings are decreasing. And with all that being true, to have solid investments makes it more important so that we can continue for a long time and be a strong, healthy church. So for those reasons, we like to keep the investments separate from the daily operating expenses. The bad news is that compared to a year ago, our offerings are down by 7.6%, and the spending has increased, depending on the month. We can be anywhere from 1% to 5% up. We know that this isn't unique to us. We know that high inflation has made it difficult for many Canadians, especially those with low or fixed incomes, and this might mean having less to give to the church, and yet at the same time, the church is facing increasing costs as well. The purpose of my message today is not to make anyone feel guilty or pressured. In fact, I've just explained we are nowhere near bankruptcy and we're doing okay. However, it is our responsibility as council to make sure that we communicate our financial picture. And to that end, you may have noticed we've made a couple changes. The first, and we've done this for a while, is that in the broadcaster we will always have an update for that quarter and how we're doing and maybe a bit of commentary. The second is that once a month we will record in the bulletin two things: how the attendance is going, and that will include in-person and online, because both parts are very, very important, and we're grateful for both. And along with that, the total offerings for the previous month. The unknown is what our Finance Standing Committee and Council faces every year. Each year we review the expenses, we analyze where we've seen increases, and discuss how we might increase efficiencies. The difficulty, and I expect this could be said for many of you here this morning, is you're not sure what the next year is going to bring. Some of us live on pretty good, solid pensions, and others have pensions that go up and down. So again, it's not unusual, but it does make budgeting a challenge, and so we're no different than you on that. We have held our budget to the same amount for the last 3 years, and this year we'll take a look at that again and either hold or drop a bit, depending on the wisdom we have around the table. So let me end with what we do know for sure. We know that God is with us. We know that He is faithful. And our church is steadily, with caution, returning to programs and opportunities where we can learn together, enjoy each other, and support each other through life's highs and lows that we all reach. We are looking for new and creative ways to do that. The church is so much more than just Sunday mornings, and it's definitely worth more than dollars and cents. Every time you show up here or online, every time you call a friend, lend a hand, make a sandwich, every time you do that, you are contributing to the church and making us more of what God has called us to be. So we're very, very grateful for all of you. We just wanted to let you know where we are. Thank you.